Oh man, let's talk hoops today. Let's talk hoops today. It is Monday. It is 9:14 Eastern Standard Time. And let me tell you, I'm like re-recording today, right? I'm re-recording today because I didn't really like the episode that I did on Saturday because I forced it, right? I forced it. I told myself that I was going to record on Saturday. And so I like prepped, but then I lost my inspiration, but I said, no, I got to record today. So I continued to halfway prep, and I did a terrible show. I didn't even go back and listen to it. I could just feel through the entire show that it was terrible. And if I put out something terrible, especially on a live show, the beauty of the internet and not being like on live national TV, I can just like delete it, you know? So what did I do? I deleted it. I deleted it off Facebook. I deleted it off YouTube. And then yesterday, I was going to record again. And then I came home from church. I took a nap and I woke up and I was like, I don't feel like recording. So you know what? Don't force it. Just wait till tomorrow. So then today, the wild thing was, I got super inspired Saturday night while I was watching a game. I'm in my group text talking back and forth with some of the ghostwriters. Shout out to Wayne. And I'm getting all this inspiration. I'm like, yes, this is gonna kill him on Sunday. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I don't really want to do this. It's today's not the day. So then I'm at work today and I'm like, yeah, we're going to record when I get off today. Abso-freaking-lutely. Because the juices are spinning, but also the stuff that I like to listen to sometimes respond to, I go, they're giving me what it is that I need to talk about today, right? So don't force it. I mean, just think about your life. Think about the decisions that you've made. Think about your successes. Think about your failures. Think about your good times and your bad times. Did it come naturally or did you force it? I mean, and don't force it can apply in so many different situations. Not to get too dark here, but no means no, right, bro? Don't force it. Don't force it. But in that application, it's so easy to say don't force it, but in other things, it is like when you're going out, right? How many times have you gone out and you didn't really feel like going out, but you're like, it's Friday, I got to go out, or it's Saturday, I got to go out, or it's a holiday, I got to go out, and then you force it, and then you've spent money and you've had absolutely no fun because you forced to move. You know, it's the same thing with podcasting. It's the same thing with work, and it's the same thing with takes. Don't force it. And I found myself forcing to take this finals or this playoffs. And now I'm beating myself up for it because my process was right, but my process did not yield the results that I wanted. So I fell in love with results that I wanted and not my actual process. Because after the Suns put the Lakers out of the playoff, my process said Milwaukee. I liked Milwaukee versus Brooklyn. And I knew if Milwaukee got out of the Brooklyn series, I liked them to win the championship. But here's what I did. I fell in love with what Katie did in the first two games. Then I fell in love with Trey did game one. And I still think that series could have possibly been different had Trey not gotten hurt, but that's a story for another day, right? And then I liked what Phoenix did games one and game two. But I forced it because years and years and years, my philosophy has been you cannot rely on a jump shooting team to win a championship. That's why I was wrong about Golden State, because I'm like, yo, jump shooters can't win championships. Granted, as a jump shooting team, they only won one championship. Then they got KD, who was a isolation scorer, 3-level scorer, offensive threat, a bucket, wherever you want it. And that changed their ceiling, right? It made them the obvious champions. And then you see the experience that Kevin Durant had in OKC. You see the experience that the Warriors already had. I mean, they were champions before Kevin Durant got there. Then they lost in Game 7 of the Finals, right? And you look at how things go in the NBA. Milwaukee was primed to win the championship this year based on their experiences. And if I go back into my archives and I look at some of the things that I've said, and I looked at my beliefs, what I live and die by when it comes to this basketball stuff, I would have said, yo, my Milwaukee, this is their year to win it. And don't quote me, but I probably could go back to a pod that I did early in the basketball season and go, it would make sense for Milwaukee to win this year. Just think about it. Disappointing playoff loss last year, but then they upgrade and they make a move for Drew Holiday. But not only do they make the move for Drew Holiday, they make the in-season move for PJ Tucker, an old school, hard-nosed vet to bring extra grit to the team, right? But then they have Giannis, who the two-time MVP, one-time Defensive Player of the Year, arguably the best player in the NBA, who got disappointed and who has come back. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest fan of Giannis's game, but it has improved. That little 8-foot turnaround fadeaway that he's making, that's new. That's something, and that matters. But with the heartbreak that they went through to Miami, the heartbreak that they went through to Toronto in 2019, the fact that they got beat. Who beat them last year? 2020. Oh yeah, Miami beat them in 2020. They got beat in 2019 by your eventual champions, and then I think the Celtics got them the year before. But whatever. All of these heartbreaks and Giannis being said, "Oh, you're not what we thought you were. You were the MVP of the regular season, but you're not a postseason player." And then if you look at where he's at in his career, he's at age 24, year like. How long has Giannis been in the league? I think he's at year 8 or 9. Let me see. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah, I'm not gonna say his name. Giannis has been in the league since he got drafted in 2013. So you do the math. It's like, oh, it's almost winning time for you, Giannis. Now, maybe we don't like looking at Giannis in the way that he wins, but everything that we should assume it says that Giannis is going to win. And that's why I say don't force it. Because when you look at the teams, you look at the chemistry, you look at the what they've gone through based on history, taking their lumps. History tells you that this is the year of the Bucks. This is the year of the deer. Fear the deer, and that the Bucks should win the championship. And now I sound like I'm 2020 hindsight saying this, but all I'm saying is my logic led me to the Bucks, but my heart changed that decision.